Yes, so much so that if they played the tournament again, the men's college basketball tournament, with the same exact seeds, the same exact matchups, the same exact regions, UConn would have won it again. That's how good they were this season. That's how convincingly good they were this season. Didn't even really play in a close game now that I think of it. Won the championship game by 17 points. San Diego State made it a game in the second half, but there really was never a doubt that the University of Connecticut was going to win that game Monday night. 76-59 would be the final. And congratulations to them. This is Dennis Sullivan, Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. If you do like the content of this particular video, go ahead, hit that thumbs up, and feel free to hit that notification bell also for updates on future videos. Now, this is coming from a guy that follows the Hurricanes, all right? And I am here to tell you that this University of Connecticut team was clearly one of the better college basketball teams I have seen in the last 20, 30 years. They are, I'm going to say off the top of my head, I want to put them, let's say in the last 30 years, I'll put them in the top 10. I mean, I think that's pretty solid. And Dan Hurley, who did a great job with this team, a great job with the way that they put this team together, because you look at the personnel and who they have out there, not just the starting five, but the bench. There's really no weakness. You know, you ever notice in the games I watched in that tournament, especially, the tempo picks up. They're there. They can match a quick tempo. They could certainly match up inside against anyone. Plenty of depth underneath and plenty of size with this team. Dan Hurley gets his 104th win, I do believe. See, 104-55 at UConn. That's a little bit over 65% winning percentage. Very impressive. And they deserve it, guys. They deserve it. They kind of reminded me almost of like one of those Duke 90s teams, you know, bringing the big guys off the bench, and or really a really good 90s team. They just kind of had that style. They didn't really take a ton of threes. They did when they were open, but great effort by them. San Diego State deserves a lot of credit too. We got to give them tons of credit with that victory over FAU, and probably the game of the tournament in the Final Four with the buzzer beater. And I would discover that Coach Brian Dutcher, he's a guy I'm going to be looking at a little bit closer next year, because I was very, or at least somewhat surprised to discover his winning percentage as a coach is over 76%. He's at 151-47 from what I saw. It's pretty darn good, guys. And his team, one thing about San Diego State that I really respect in their effort in that final game was when they were down like 12, 14 points. You notice how they weren't getting impatient and throwing up threes that may not have been quite open. No, they were sticking with this like kind of mid-range type game. A lot of shots at or near the foul line, with free throw line in, a lot of short, more high percentage shots and jumpers. They were led by Kashad Johnson with 14 points. Offense was a struggle for them, however. They only had 24 points at the half. We're down 12 at the half, 36-24. And then, of course, UConn wins it going away 76-59. I mean, credit to San Diego State, though. I mean, they cut it to, I believe it was 6-ish. Yeah, it was like 6 points. Did they get it to 4? I don't think they did. I remember they definitely had it down to 6 with like 5-6 minutes left. Certainly was a game. Then UConn answers. I mean, they were just so tough. What a tough team that they were. And their average margin of victory was, I'm going to guess, 15, 18 points. Maybe even more. Tristan Newton would lead the Huskies 19 points, 10 rebounds. So UConn had two players that would achieve a double-double. And Adama Sanogo, your tournament most valuable player in the eyes of this basketball fan, would finish with 17 and 10. 17 points, 10 rebounds. He just is such an impact player. He also blocked a shot, but I mean, he changed a few shots inside. He's just a big presence inside, is Sanogo. And I tell you what, it's almost a little sad when college basketball ends every year. It's just that little letdown I have. I get that every year. Like, oh man, it's over. But the tournament, from what I understand, the ratings were outstanding. Really good ratings. And you hear this a lot of newsworthy kind of stuff in the women's game. So, I mean, this was a big year for college basketball, both men and women. Congratulations to LSU women's team for winning the women's tournament. That was a great season that they had. Now, looking forward to next year, who knows what the heck's going to happen? I know UConn and San Diego State will probably be one of the favorites, or at least one of the preseason top teams somewhere in the rankings, relatively high. Want to hear what you think. It was a great tournament. Really enjoyed it. Couldn't believe two Florida teams were in the Final Four. They both lost in the Final Four, but it still made for a good finals game. Pretty competitive. And it was great to watch. So let me know what you think, guys. This is Dennis Sullivan saying so long for now. I'll see you, yes, you, very soon, and bye for now.